Welcome to week 4, Detox Your Self-Talk in the Master Your Self-Care program. I'm so excited that you're here. Don't you sometimes find yourself stuck in the mind thinking, I should have done this, I could have done that better. Did I say the right thing? What will they think? And then we just keep rambling on. Often we are taken hostage by the mind, because we are in a society where we are educated and brought up in a way that we are told what's good, what's bad, what's successful, what's failure. When we go to school, we are graded by how our mind performs. We are graded by whether we remembered, because often that's what it's about, whether we remembered the mathematical equation stuff, or whether we can memorize scientific stuff that we don't even like. For example, we are graded on that, and it's all attached to the mind. We are so little graded or evaluated on how our heart speaks to us. And what that creates is an over-analysis, an over-bubbling of the mind, an always ongoing hamster rolling, turning. We all have that image. Sometimes we call it monkey brain. What this lesson is about is to help you recognize where your thoughts are. Are they in the past? Are they in the future? Are they about judgment towards yourself or towards others? Are they mainly pessimistic and negative? Or are they optimistic and positive? The fact is, we are driven by the negativity. We are driven by what doesn't go right. And we want to fix that. And we so not often enough get filled up more by the positive thoughts, the opportunities, the growth and the small successes, and we let the negativity show up and take up more real estate in our mind. There is this part of our brain, it's called the reticular activating system, and that acts as a filter of what gets let into the brain and to the mind and what gets left out. The thing is, that filter, you decided it. I decided it for me. You decided it for you. The filter filters based on all the past experiences, all of the beliefs, all of the patterns of thoughts that we've accumulated from our past lives in this life until now. So it's normal that sometimes it looks kind of hard to undo what we've been doing for so long, but it starts with awareness. And this is where you are. You are at the level of awareness, recognizing what thoughts are taking up that real estate in your mind and what thoughts could, and will take up more space later, because right now they're taking less. Does that make sense? That feel right? Like you resonate with that? So in this lessons exercise, we're going to do together a thoughtful check-in sheet, okay? A thoughtful check-in. I have a sheet to share with you. And in this sheet, you can follow along while I talk, or you can download it on your computer or look at it later. This is just to have a reference. And I understand that the activity here of this check-in sheet, this thoughtful check-in, it's also very cerebral. So it helps the thoughts to align with something in the mind of like, oh, right, I am being aware of the thoughts with thoughts for now. Because as you will move in your self-care journey, you will learn to get less into the mind and more into the heart. But the first part in awareness is to actually bringing what is comfortable for you to the surface of your awareness. So the thought, what I mean is merging thought with thought. So being aware of the thoughts with the mind will be helpful for you right now. If you are someone who is very analytical, logical, who is very structured and organized, you will enjoy this. Otherwise, I will share with you another way that you can do this exercise. So I write here every day this week, I'd love for you to notice the thoughts that are I should have, I should, I could have, I need to, I have to. And these words, they often precede, yeah, I have to do, I should have said, these kinds of action words. And I would love for you to notice if the negative thoughts are towards yourself. Are there also, instead of the I could have, I should have, I need to, I have to thoughts, are there thoughts like, I'm such a dork, I'm so stupid, man, I missed the exit, shit? Like, what kind of self-talk are you having? And so that's number one. And then I want you to notice what happens on your body. Do you go like this? Do you clench your teeth and clench your fists? Like, do your shoulders rise up to here because you start being judgmental? Just recognize in your body. So first, notice what the thoughts are. Then notice how they impact your body. And I want you to please try and keep track of them, because when you start to flex that muscle of awareness daily, recurrently, as often as you can, the more it will be easier for you. So here's not an example of what I mean. I need to go to the bathroom, and this happened at the midday because I had a full bladder. Like, this is not the kind of thoughts that I'm talking about. I'm thinking more like, I need to lose weight around my waist because I feel fat. And this thought happens when I look at the mirror at night and my shoulders are like slouching because I become discouraged. That's the kind of language that I want you to become aware of, because once we're aware, then we can grow to changing the patterns of the thoughts. Other examples, I have to complete this task before I go home from work. Otherwise, my colleagues might say I'm not working hard enough. That happens late afternoon at work, and I start to have like a headache, neck tension, and in my shoulders as well. I should have not hit send on this text message. What are they going to think of me? That happens when you're in a hurry, about to hop in the car, and you're frowning and your heartbeat is racing. This is the awareness stages, ladies, okay? So I hope this is helpful for you. And there you have like the day one of the week. So today you can write what kind of obligation thought you had. What was it in detail? What was it about? This is how you can learn about yourself, the big S, self. Okay, we're not trying to judge, we're trying to be aware and understand the context of these thoughts so that we can better change them. Now, if you're like, I don't like to use these kinds of documents because I'm not super structured and organized and I would rather just feel into them in my heart, great. Then the same exercise are suggested for you to first be aware of the thought, but then it might require a little bit more journaling or a little bit more meditation around that. Like noticing when the thought occurs, where it occurs in your day, how in your body you respond, and what is the detail of it. So it's like the same thing as the actual document, but now I want you to feel into that and process that at the same time. Either at the end of your day, you're like, okay, today I had these thoughts, which might be a little difficult to remember which thoughts you had. So I really suggest doing this work right when you hear the thought, when you know it's going on, that's when you're going to remember. Otherwise, when you go to bed, you're going to be like, oh, it wasn't that bad. We forget it. Okay. So if you're not doing the document, you first want to understand where, you first want to be aware of the thought. You want to understand the details of the thoughts, like what's the thought, what is it about, where is it landing in your body, and when does it happen during the day. Okay, I think the order was different just before what I just described before, but you get the gist of it. Let me know if that is helpful for you. And again, we are at the awareness stages. We're trying to learn how the thoughts affect the body, because up until now in the Master Your Self-Care program, you have learned to be aware of the body with the breath, with mixing the breath with movement, being aware of the physical sensations in the body. And now we're bringing in the thought awareness. And these are two key parts of the Tune In framework. They are part of balance, which is the first part of the Tune In framework. There's also emotions awareness, which will be your week 5. Topic. So I hope that this is helpful. Let me know. There is a question in the lesson for Member Vault membership site that you'll be able to answer, just so that we are both aware whether this exercise is helpful for you or not. And I'm looking forward to chatting with you in the group and to helping you move from these harmful thoughts to helpful thoughts.